So with today's session, we covered shoulder turn with Duke. That was our mainstay. But we also fixed his hip rotation, actually his sway. We got a much better pivot, and with those two things combined, we got better depth, or i.e. we got his hands more around his body. Those all added together are needed because we need to create a better downswing move, more inside out versus his old over the top.
The swing change we made today was to get good shoulder turn through the top with a straight left elbow.
All right, Duke, we're back in at it again. We got you at address. So last time we did the address, we worked on some posture. One of the big things we keyed in on was spine angle. Today we're looking at it as an entirety though, not just the spine itself, but we're looking at the spine, how you relate to the legs, just general posture. So we checked in at about 132 degrees in total. Your club line is at a good position. Right side, we're good. Stance width is where it should be. Our spacing is very good. Shoulder tilt is there, and our weight placement is good. So you did a nice job from last week to this week. Now we can move on and start working a little bit in the backswing. We know that we need to improve our rotation through the shoulders and then our position and placement with the hands. So we talked a little bit about depth, and we know depth is basically how far around your body line do the hands get. So we need the hands to get around the body to a certain mark to be able to get rid of our over-the-top downswing, right, and get into an inside out. I would say the lack of turn is something that we do see quite a bit with students, albeit a lot of the reasons we see it are different from a student-to-student or client-to-client case. Majority of our students just do not achieve enough depth or turn enough to set the top position up to make a good, consistently solid downswing move.
What Dustin really expressed was how the backswing is really the foundation for the whole golf swing. And if you get a good backswing, the rest should take care of itself. So the backswing is very vital to have a consistent golf swing.
So we got our shoulder turn, 71. Now even though it's yellow, so it's still flagged as okay, it's still not what we want. We know we've got to get you up at least above 80 and probably closer to 90 degrees. Now as we do that, we've got to also look at the hip turn, right? You've checked in at 38 degrees, and through the system, we know that 44 is tour average. So we've got some room to increase the hips. So we're going to increase both a little bit. The shoulders are going to show a little more of an increase, and that's where we're going to focus our attention, but we do have a little room with these hips. The first thing we're going to do is set a beat. So what I've done is I've actually, and you can see it here, I've pulled up our shoulder turn settings. This allows us to set an auditory beep in a given range, either positive or negative. So for us, it's going to be a positive beep. We're going to set the beep at 80 degrees to start, and as long as we achieve it, that's going to mean we're getting more shoulder turn. Go ahead and do your normal address. All right, good posture. Okay, now just make a backswing for me. All right, now turn, perfect. All right, back to address. Same thing, good backswing. Perfect. So we just proved that you've got the mobility to do this. So now just make a few more backswings. There you go. Excellent. Another one, same way. Good rotation. There you go. All right, so I saved that one. Looking at old left, right, which is a striking swing, and then new right, which is just the backswing itself. So we got all the way to 99, right? So we know that physically it's not an issue for you. So is 99 enough? Not enough? Well, it's probably a little too much. But we know your body's already conditioned to 71 degrees. That is normal to you. We've got to go a little further in some of these early swings to give your brain a little bit of an idea to how far or what is too far. Then we can bring you back, fall in the middle, and we're probably going to be somewhere between 85 and 95.
I feel really good about the swing change we made today. It should help me to get a good turn and hit the ball a lot more consistent off the fairway and get rid of those bad shots, poor shots.
All right, Duke, we did a good job today. So as we get closed up, we're going to talk about a couple drills that we're going to load onto the web lesson. So they're going to come through as movies that you'll be able to utilize while you're working on this move between this session and next. First drill we're going to talk about is the shoulder rotation drills. We're going to get you into a good athletic position, very similar to address. We're going to take the club and just cross it across the shoulders. From here, we're going to just rotate those shoulders until that club feels like it points directly in front of you, right there. You'll hold it for just a second and then slowly go back. The two big things that I think really helped Duke today, one was the auditory beep. That really allowed him to feel exactly where he's supposed to be. And as we did that with several repetitions, both in a drill setting and then allowing him to strike some balls with it, it absolutely builds a good feel. Now, attached to his web lesson are the drills that we talked about, is specifically that shoulder rotation drill. That's going to allow him to bring that beep home with him essentially in the setting of a drill and get that club position correctly so he gets a good feel for what 90 degrees is like, which is going to help us move away from 70 and get him closer to 90. All right, Duke, we got our good fix in for the day. We've armed you with some drills. Now we just wanted to circle back and look at our game plan because like we said on day one, this is our roadmap. This is what we have to stick with. So as we're progressing through this, we're doing a nice job. We've really worked nicely through the address. We've done some good backswing work. Now we're at the top working on our turn, our weight shift, right? Our lower body stability was big today, not swaying, continuing rotation. After we get this, then like we said, we're going to circle back with club position. Remember, it was crossing the line and it will, and then the club face. So, you know, we're doing pretty good, man. We're on track. We're checking these things off. So as we progress through our timeline here, we're really close to finishing top and then being able to move through our downswing. So as long as we stay on track, we'll be able to go back and check most, if not all of these things off as completed and fixed by the end of our 6 months. So all right, sir, good luck, and I will see you next week.
Great.